Good, happy Sunday morning, March 6th, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Sunday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Sunday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, we're going to begin with the weather. Here is a weather forecast from meteorologist Jacqueline Thomas.
Tax return season is here, and AutoFair Nissan wants to...
Thanks for watching. I'm meteorologist Jacqueline Thomas. Heading through the weekend, we're seeing some milder temperatures moving in, and we could feel that difference out there today. Highs got back above freezing across the state. Even up north, temperatures reached the low to mid-30s. Some spots south touched 40 degrees Saturday afternoon, so not as cold as we ended the week on Friday. And even though it was a quiet day on Saturday, we've seen some high clouds streaming in, and the cloud cover will continue to thicken up as we head through the night. This is all ahead of our next system that's going to bring a warm front through the area into Sunday morning. And ahead of that, we'll likely see a couple of snow showers or a little bit of mixing, some freezing rain possible, but it will be very spotty, so not widespread, which is the good thing. But there is going to be enough that, there may be a slick spot or two, so watch out Sunday morning. Then, as temperatures eventually warm up and rise through the day, we'll be left with rain showers. By mid-morning into the afternoon, we could see a steady period of rain and then just scattered showers or patchy drizzle before we see a second round of showers try to push through as we head towards early Sunday evening. A rumble of thunder can't be ruled out, and then we do dry out later Sunday night as we head into early Monday. And temperatures rise throughout the day Sunday, so by the late afternoon, we're pushing the 50s, mid to even some upper 50s possible for highs further south behind that warm front, so very mild air in place. However, as we head through the early part of the week, Monday into Tuesday, another system arrives, and that's going to try to bring some colder air back in, especially up north. So as we head through Monday, the morning starts dry, and then we start to see showers arrive by the afternoon, some mixing and snow showers likely as you head north of the lakes region, while southern areas still hold on to some mild temperatures and could see some more rain. This all pushes through Monday afternoon and evening, and we could see lingering rain or snow showers Monday night, but this dries out as we head into Tuesday. So other than just a lingering snow shower north or in the mountains Tuesday morning, we should see quieter conditions towards the middle of the week. So in the 7-day forecast, couple of days where we could see impact weather tomorrow and Monday, and then quieter Tuesday, Wednesday. And you'll notice that temperatures do stay on the milder side quite a few more days in the 7-day forecast, where highs at least get back into the 40s.
Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast from meteorologist Jacqueline Thomas. Thank you for that, Jacqueline. Granite staters with family, friends in Ukraine anxiously monitor developments. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
This revolutionary new device can remove up to 10 times more earwax than a traditional cotton swab.
We are glued to the television.
Oscar Velasquez's mother and father-in-law are among the hundreds of thousands of people who have fled Ukraine for safe harbor as Russia continues its attack on that country.
Just in a blink of an eye, life completely changed.
The Nashua resident and local radio host says his mother and father-in-law are teachers, and they were hesitant at first to leave Ukraine, not wanting to leave their students behind.
Not a lot of people are fortunate enough to leave.
Now living in the country of Georgia, Velasquez's in-laws continue to teach their students in Ukraine remotely.
They're saying that they're attending class where they can receive internet service, and then they're hiding back in their bunkers.
It's really, really, really hard to watch.
Vadim Maklis was 6 years old when he and his family emigrated to the U.S. from Ukraine. He says he worries for his friends who remain there.
Everybody that we know, thank God, their families are still relatively okay. They're taking cover, and they're scared.
The Keene business owner took part in a rally Friday night to show support for the Ukrainian people.
People just showed up in droves and they wore the colors, and the businesses are all blue and yellow.
Both Oscar and Vadim say they feel helpless watching the events play out on TV from so far away. Right now, the two of them are trying to figure out how they can help the people of Ukraine, whether it's through fundraising or other avenues.
I'm working with the mayor, with city council. We're doing our research right now to make sure that the money's going to go to the right place.
We are looking to start a fundraiser, and we want to talk to them to see what their needs are.
In Nashua, Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Experts, gas prices will keep rising as conflict in Ukraine continues. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Well, Grace, at this station here in Portsmouth, gas currently $3.93 per gallon of regular, and experts tell us they only expect those prices to continue going up through the spring and summer months. Now, according to the New England Convenience Store and Energy Marketers Association, gas prices here in New Hampshire have risen 27 cents per gallon the last week alone. Over the last month, prices are up over 40 cents per gallon. The Biden administration has said they'll release 60 million barrels of oil from the reserves, but experts tell us that won't do anything to curb the rising gas prices. The good news, if you can call it that, is there's no real price gouging going on right now. The whole world is paying a lot of money for those barrels of crude oil.
As prices go up, particularly at the rate that they've been going up, it's an incredibly difficult time for retailers. So they're in it with the consumers. They would like nothing more than to see prices fall. So I guess my message is to people, don't take it on your retailers. It's not their doing.
And while the prices of gas are high, experts say that the supply levels are there. We're not in any danger of going into a gas shortage, but again, those prices expected to continue going up throughout the summer months. We're live in Portsmouth tonight. Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
I was caught in a cycle of...
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. U.S. Congress meets with Ukraine President and pledges aid. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Senators Jeanne Shaheen and Maggie Hassan were two of nearly 300 members of Congress who met virtually with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky Saturday to discuss how the U.S. can better aid Ukraine as it tries to stave off Russian invasion.
There is strong support for American funding to Ukraine. I expect it to be part of our omnibus budget package that we hope to pass this week.
The administration has requested over $10 billion in aid to Ukraine. About half of it's humanitarian and about half is military.
When asked about the type of military support his country needs, Zelensky told Congress drones and planes would be the most helpful. However, the U.S. cannot send American jets as Ukrainian pilots are not familiar with the technology.
We talked about the potential to get them some Russian jets because that's what their pilots have trained on.
Senator Shaheen co-signed a letter asking the Department of Defense to help facilitate the transfer of such jets from Poland to Ukraine, while the U.S. would replenish Poland's fleet with American-made F-16s. Zelensky also asked lawmakers to help secure Ukraine's skies by enforcing a no-fly zone. But the U.S. and its NATO allies say that is something they cannot provide.
What we want to be very careful about is not further escalating the situation in Ukraine. And a no-fly zone would put NATO pilots or U.S. pilots in direct conflict with Russians.
American soldiers will not be deployed to Ukraine.
And President Zelensky also urged lawmakers to sanction Russia's oil and gas sector, which has so far escaped the mounting sanctions imposed on Russia by not only the U.S., but several other countries as well. No word from either senator on if Russian oil will be further sanctioned. Live in studio, Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Humanitarian crisis continues to grow in Ukraine. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
And crisis continues to grow. As many as 1.5 million refugees fleeing Ukraine, many families with young children crossing through the border checkpoints. Poland receiving the most refugees of any neighboring country. Secretary of State Antony Blinken touring one of those reception areas today, saying the entire world stands with Ukraine. One Ukrainian living in Poland offering shelter to those trying to escape the conflict, taking in 20 families. ABC's Marcus Moore is near the border tonight.
Tonight, with waves of refugees streaming out of Ukraine, the humanitarian crisis is only growing. Families bundled up in winter coats, some using blankets to keep warm. Buses arriving at a refugee hub in Poland. In Romania, a fireman helping this elderly woman. And in Moldova, this man offering food and drink boxes to children. The UN says that by tonight, as many as 1.5 million people will have left Ukraine. Over half of them, more than 750,000 so far, coming here to Poland. U.S. Secretary of State Blinken on the ground today, seeing firsthand a refugee center near the border.
What Ukrainians are doing is inspiring the world.
Reassuring this professor named Larissa, who fled from the suburbs of Kyiv.
We are taking action together to support Ukrainians and to punish Russia for what it is doing.
Some 100 miles away from that refugee center in the Polish countryside, we met Maxim Harbis.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they can come to us. We will give them.
At his wedding venue and hotel, he and his wife already taking in some 20 families, more than 40 women and children in all, desperate for shelter. Expecting more refugees, his neighbors are helping too, donating small mountains of food, toiletries, and children's clothing.
If we will don't do that, then where these families will go?
With children eager to learn, Maxim even arranging a volunteer to teach them Polish. Starting, of course, with the names of animals. North of here in Lublin, Poland, this woman, Oksana, is terrified. Her husband and her daughter's fiancé still in Ukraine. But telling our Phil Lipoff she is eternally grateful to Poland for providing her and her two children safety.
To the Polish people, I want to say thank you very much for the man who helps, to Ukrainian women, to Ukrainian children, to all Ukrainian people.
The trauma of the last 2 weeks bringing Oksana to her knees. In Ukraine, so many still trying to leave. Long lines at the Lviv train station stretching for as far as the eye can see. Anxious families desperate to get out. But there's another image there too. A teacher named Olga playing the piano, telling ABC she hopes her music can, quote, make people a bit happy.
This is the way I can help Ukrainians to boost their mood, to show that there is a hope in the middle of the darkness.
So many trying to offer support and comfort. Marcus Moore back with us now from one of those busy train stations there in Poland. And Marcus, you're learning world leaders are ramping up efforts to help those refugees.
We are, Whit, and we've also seen the relief effort here evolve. It's become more organized, and shelters have been set up. And the president here in Poland said he has pledged to streamline the entry process into the country for those refugees. And world leaders are arriving here. Secretary Blinken's visit, the first among them, and more U.S. officials are expected to travel to the region here in the coming week. Whit.
All right, Marcus, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, everyone, and goodbye.